All right, welcome to the channel, everybody. In this video, yes, we are finally installing the coilovers on the E36 Vert. They just came in. I'm pretty stoked about this. We'll start to, kind of get a visual of what the rest of this car's life is gonna look like when I slam it on wheels and inevitably ruin the vehicle. Let's take a look at the Rod Knock Mod Shop. How's it doing after the mold remediation tactics here? Yeah, the dehumidifier's putting in work. I dumped this last night before me and Damien left, and as you can see, the bucket's more than 50% full. So it's good to see this thing putting in work. So I think I might put the E36 here just because it might be down for a couple days. I'll try to squeeze all that in this one video, but it might take me a couple of days if stuff's rusty, crusty. I think I'll have to move the M2 over to like here. I'll figure it out. Let's get this operation underway here. And behold, the E36 Vert finally in the Rod Knock Mod Shop. So, I mean, it's kind of already low from the get-go. Like, if this had a click tuning kit on it, it might look way lower because look at the wheel gap in the back. There literally is no wheel gap in the back stock. Yeah, let's go ahead and unbox the new coilovers. So before I pop this box open for the first time, I owe a huge shout out to Chris Pendarvis for hooking me up with Aaron from Max Speeding Rods. So check out Chris's channel. I will have a link in the description. Head over to his YouTube channel, show him some love in the comments. And if you're interested in these coilovers or anything from the Max Speeding Rods website, use this code at checkout. Let's go ahead and see what we got in the box here. We got box in a box. Ooh, okay. Okay, dang. Wow. Max Speeding Rods, dude. This is like a high quality item. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is a nice unit right here. So I think this is the rear camber arm set. These will come in super handy if I buy obnoxious wheels that don't really fit. And you know what I mean? You gotta camber them to fit back there. These will be sick for that. These are nice. These are actually really nice. All right, now on to the main event. Dang. All right, let's get one of these out of the plastic. Oh, that's heavy. You know what that means, guys. Good quality. Dang, look at that. This is a huge upgrade. Wow. Yup, look at these. Wow, look at this material. Look at the spring. Pretty sick. So here's the rear springs, because I'm sure most of y'all know the E36 from factory has a separate spring in the rear. It's like a separate spring and a separate strut, or a separate shock, I should say. So here's the shock. Wow. They have really, really stepped up their game. Max Speeding Rods. Dude, they actually be making like crazy good quality stuff. But it looks like that's about it. Here's the other front, the other rear. So yeah, now for the obnoxious part. Hands down my least favorite part of the operation. Jacking this thing up, getting it on 4 jack stands. Oh, here we go with this. We now have the vehicle jacked up, all 4 jack stands, all 4 wheels removed. So I guess I'll start with the removal, probably of the fronts. I think for the rears, just to play it safe, I might go rent a spring compressor. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do back here yet, but I guess I'll start working on the fronts, getting the fronts apart. I'll throw the new front brakes on as well while I have the chance. Obviously, the rears are disconnected. We won't talk about that, but I'll do the front brakes because those actually work. All right, so far so good. Front one installed, as you could see there. I left all these loose though because I'm gonna go around and adjust them, and I gotta play that fun game of figuring out the ride height, doing all that. All the BMW guys, you know what I mean? A little bit of an issue there, but new pads should be fine. Whatever, YOLO, right? Looks good up top. Trevor stopped by. He's giving me a hand real quick. As you can see, rear springs are out. New max peating rod springs are in. Looking fantastic. Everything's going pretty smooth. Currently, Trevor is taking that stuff apart at the moment. Trying to get to these. So, yep, there's that. We'll keep you guys posted. Recent discovery: the struts for the rear are not in the trunk. They're in the soft top area, as you can see right there. On the other side as well, this spot is looking pretty clean, looking pretty nice. Definitely the cleanest area of the car. So we have the top like half open right now. Heading up to Maine right now. I found a set of X5 wheels. They're 18s. I figured just keep it in the BMW family and the lug pattern will just work. So yeah, I drove 3.5 hours one way to buy some shitty 18-inch wheels because I don't want to put the car back on the ground without different wheels on it. That's just a me thing. Like, it's gonna sit on the jack stands until it's like what I want, if that makes any sense. So that's what we're doing right now. Like I said, I'll throw this all in one video instead of, you know, milking the vlogs for a week. But yeah, heading up to Maine, 95 north, no big deal. Here we are, back in Maine, baby. Okay, wheels acquired. Here they are. Nothing special, nothing crazy. So these are 18s off of an X5, I guess. That's what the owner told me. So I'm gonna head back to the shop. I'm gonna test fit one of them. I'm gonna see what kind of tire I should get, if we need a spacer. But I think that this spoke design is definitely gonna look good on the E36 Vert lowered top down. I think it's gonna be kind of sick. All right, so here is the initial little test fit. I know I said I wanted to get like all this crazy stuff done in one video, but it's not looking like I'm gonna be able to get tires for at least 4 days realistically off Amazon Prime. So this is what we're working with here. As you can see, I think they look pretty good on here, to be honest. I think it fits the body style of the E36. I like that fat 5-spoke design. It looks really good in my opinion. But as you can see there, definitely needs at least a little bit of spacer for sure. No doubt about it. I'll measure that in a second. But yeah, the front, everything's looking good. But as you can see, like, I want the lip of this wheel, like, I want this like out here, honestly. Like, look at, let's see. This is the perfect example of the kind of fitment that I want. So if you look at it from top down, like the lip of the wheel, look at that. The lip of the rim comes a little bit past the edge of the fender. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a finger width gap of spacing that I need. So luckily, to get that style of fitment, the E36, or I don't know if all BMWs have it, but the lug nut. The lug nut is the stud as well, as you can see right there. So all you have to do is just get a set of longer studs, so they're like this long, and then you can use the BMW slip-on wheel spacers, because as you can see, there's no lug nuts in that. The hub-centric size is absolutely perfect, so I'm gonna just get hub-centric spacers and a set of extended studs and some nice stretch tires. And this, obviously, we need to lower that a little bit more. I feel like if the back gets a nice spacer, maybe I'll get like what's a little bit less than 1 inch. I don't even know. So I think 1 inch is 25 mil, maybe a 20 mil, a 15 mil, not sure. Maybe I'll get a kit, maybe I'll get a set. We'll play with them, we'll see what works best. But I think with a tire on there, like some kind of low pro stretch tire, and a nice wheel spacer, I think we can clean that up. I'm not too worried about it. In the front is nowhere near max low on the max speeding rod's coilover adjustment, so that is not a problem either. But, you know, this stance game, I'm not even gonna say stance. I'm gonna say stance like that, because I'm not going for, you know, 3-piece spec wheels and you know, cutting body and doing over fenders and doing all this crazy stuff here. Like, this is sick. This is sick. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not trying to turn this into a $10,000 build. This thing was cheap, so we're doing cheap wheels, cheap fitment, top down. Dude, I love the way the 36 looks with both windows down and this big gap right here. So sick. I'm starting to really like this car, and I'm very happy with the way that it's turning out. So big shout out to Max Speeding Rods for hooking me up with the coilovers for this car. Do not forget to use this code at checkout. Get yourself a nice discount. Once again, check out Chris Pendarvis on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description to his YouTube channel because Pendarvis is actually the main point of contact that got me in contact with the guy from Max Speeding Rods. So it all worked out. Big shout out to Chris. Big shout out to Aaron from Max Speeding Rods. Here it is. We got the E36 on coilovers. I'm gonna leave it on the jack stands, like I said, until we get some tires on it. Plus, I might wanna do like a transmission fluid check, see all that. It doesn't have a dipstick for that. You gotta do it on the ground like this with the car in the air, with the car running. It's a little funky, but I'm gonna just leave it like this until we're ready to actually go drive it. It'll be here on the jack stands for at least one more video, but yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. I'm really liking the way these wheels look, so hopefully with spacers and tires and this thing on the ground just sitting real nice and low, I think it's gonna be sick. I have high hopes for this. I have, like, for the visual aspect, top down, cruising downtown kind of vibe, I have high hopes. So with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. Peace out. We'll see you in the next video.